I'm Susanna Constantine, and this is My Wardrobe Malfunction, the podcast about clothes which usually wanders all over the place. This is the last episode in our current series, but you won't have to wait too long for our next one, as we recorded loads during lockdown and are putting them here for your listening pleasure. We've had some wonderful guests so far, from Daisy May Cooper to Zandra Rhodes, so please check them out if you'd like to hear more. As I've mentioned before, we hadn't quite mastered the technology in these earlier episodes, so sorry for the patchy sound. You can also find them as video versions on our website, mywardmal.com. We're still doing our pyjama party where you share your clothing pain. Email us at help@mywardmal.com and please subscribe, give us a 5-star review and follow us on the usual socials at mywardmal. Right, on to episode 8, recorded in May 2020. It's with singer, actress, presenter, host, and 1/5 of the Pussycat Dolls, Ashley Roberts. She's also not a bad dancer, as I discovered when I met her on Strictly. So let's grab the handles, open my wardrobe doors, and find out what's inside. Look who's here today. The most beautifully exquisite, incredible dancer, singer, actress, radio presenter, Miss Ashley Roberts of the Pussycat Dolls. How are you, gorgeous?
I'm good, honey. How are you? I miss you.
I miss you too. My God. You know what? I was looking at when we did Strictly, that was 2 years ago. Well, a year and a half ago. Can you believe it?
I can't. I keep thinking like it was last year, and I'm like, oh, we had a whole other season from when we just wild, isn't it? That was a crazy time.
That was a crazy time. Well, I wasn't in it so long, so I didn't have to, be subjected to the craziness for ages and ages. But
a little sprinkle of your goodness, and then you headed on.
And then it was like out of there. But Angel, so how have you been? How have you been during this time?
During this time, particularly lockdown and stuff. Yeah, I mean, listen, when it first started happening, I think it was happening globally. It still is, but you just didn't know what was going on. It was so uncertain. What's happening? Is it going to be even worse than what we think? And so there was a lot of fear, and was trying not to buy into it too much and like, no, we'll be okay. But a lot of my mom being over in America, she was really worried
about
being over here. But as time has gone on, you do sort of adapt a bit. And I've really just tried to take the time, because I'm at home and I'm single, I do get to go into radio. We've got ourselves socially distanced apart, and there's only 5 of us on the entire floor. So I've been so grateful to do that in the morning. But then when I come home, I'm just trying to really use my time wisely. I've been taking a psychology class online. I've been cooking and reading and just trying to keep myself busy, connect with my loved ones,
You look so, you're wearing a kind of chilled white t-shirt and your hair looks vaguely clean. But if you were, and your makeup's exquisite, but if you weren't doing radio right now, would you have let yourself go completely? Would you just be like filthy hair, no makeup and sweatpants?
I mean, when I get home, I do get comfy, although I do like to do a workout, just a little bit of something. So I kind of end up staying in my athleisure wear all day.
Oh, athleisure.
Athleisure, right?
I like that term.
Have you not heard that before?
No.
Just basically stuff that's like, I can do a bit of fitness in, but still comfy. I mean, I do enjoy, even when I'm getting into my workout wear, I kind of try to put something on that's a bit colorful. I'm wearing white right now, I say that, but I do try to like add a bit of splash in the life to get yourself going. But so there's a mixture of stuff. When I do Zoom calls and stuff, I usually only have the upper half done, the lower half is chilling. So
same. But it's I do find that I still actually, which I surprise myself, not with my hair or makeup or anything, but in terms of dressing, I do actually make an effort every day, because I think it's sort of psychologically, it gives one a boost to look in the mirror and not look like you're falling apart.
Yeah, it does. You're absolutely right. And I think a bit of structure too, if you can get up and kind of have a schedule for yourself for the day,
Mm,
helps as well. So yeah,
yeah.
I
But
feel you.
hun, you love clothes, and I remember you always looked so when we were kind of off the ballroom floor, you always looked so kind of cool. And what I loved about the way you dressed, everything was very chill, but then you'd always have one statement piece.
Mm.
But so have you always loved clothes? And when you were growing up, who was your style icon?
Oh God, that's a great question. When I was younger, I don't know if I necessarily had an icon. I just really enjoyed kind of, for me, RuPaul says it best. She's like, "You're born naked, and the rest is drag." And like for me, it's like, how do I feel today, or what do I want to play with? And I tried to not be in just one exact category. I like to kind of switch things up and try different hairdos, or tennis shoes and heels, and switch it, like you said, and have like one statement piece, but kind of have the other bits you can toss in with other stuff. And I like to have a play with clothes. It makes me, it helps, it fulfills a creative spot in my
Yeah,
soul.
yeah.
To kind of have fun with wardrobe. And I mean, in the 90s it was a lot of like TLC. I did, Kate Moss was quite cool. So it's kind of a bit of maybe rock and roll with a bit of hip hop, because I was doing more of that back in the States. I was throwing down my booty all over
Mm,
the place at a young age. So
mm.
so there's a bit of mixture of stuff that I was inspired by. But I think coming over here to the UK has really also opened me up to different ways of dressing that I enjoy.
So do you think that's kind of like it's you've it I mean, the UK has always been known as being quite edgy. Do you think that's infiltrated your wardrobe?
Yeah, I think so. When I was living in LA, you got really used to sort of the same palette. It was like a lot of black, a lot of same stuff, white, gray. And over here, I really like throwing in color and
Mm,
patterns. And that has kind of come in later on in my life, and especially for moving over here. And when we're not in lockdown, I mean, you can walk down the street and it's a runway. There's all
yeah,
different kinds of people walking around with different vibes, different styles. So sometimes I'm just like eyeballing people. I'm like, ooh, I like that. I'm going to add that into the mix.
yeah. So you get your inspiration from the street here.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's nice.
absolutely.
I like that. I like that. And hon, I read somewhere, I can't remember, or maybe you told me that you've always loved Goldie Hawn.
Oh my God. Gold.
I don't kind of get that somehow. I just can't put you and Goldie together.
Okay, so I don't know if you've seen House Sitter. It's from the 90s, and it was a
Yeah,
film.
yeah.
And she's bouncing around on the dance floor. And I was like, oh my God, like it just, her essence, that she just, who she is as Goldie Hawn, I think she's just a light, and she brings sort of joy just by being who she is. And and she's funny and a bit silly, but gorgeous. And I just really loved her growing up.
Yeah.
I really sort of idolized her. When I went into the jungle, I actually had a mantra when I went into jungle, and it was like, what would Goldie Hawn do in the
Really?
jungle? Because it's such a weird mental experiment that I was like, if I can bring a bit of like Goldie's bounce and humor, I think I can get through this and be all right.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's somebody I look up to for inspiration on being a light to the world.
Yeah, she's I mean she does seem she seems like you say, she's just so alive and she's living her life her own way.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about her. She's not doesn't look like she's had loads of work done or anything like that. And she's still what is she, 70 or something now?
She's about up there. Yeah. I don't
And
know
she's
actually.
still wearing her little strappy dresses and she couldn't give a fuck. And I love her about that.
No,
I
she
love,
doesn't. Did you
yeah.
see the recent one where she was bouncing on the trampoline? I was like,
No.
Goldie is life. I mean, she's
Yeah,
just
it's true. She is. She's life. And you actually, you are like that because you have an amazing energy and being in the Pussycat Dolls, which to me, that band and having seen the recent press calls, it's sort of quite sexually aggressive, I would say. And that's so not you because you are such a gentle, sweet person. And having never really kind of I didn't, I didn't know the Pussycat Dolls, but since I
Yeah.
got to know you, I've been paying more attention, and then seeing it, I just thought, Ashley, is that Ashley? No, it can't possibly be.
Yeah, that's funny though, because there's so many different facets to our personalities, and I think if you kind of put yourself in one box, then you're limiting yourself
Yeah.
to other avenues that you can explore. And there is this side of me that is sassy and fierce. And when I put on that costume, it's like in a superhero. Like I get in gear and I'm like, and it's exciting. And especially being a woman, I was, in my early 20s when we started the dolls, and now I'm in my late 30s. I'm close to 40. And to be able to put on that costume now is like, it's exhilarating because they really just, society wants to pin women on a certain age or a certain number of how you weigh. And it's like, no, how dare you? Like, I can be sexy at any age. And I still, my human self has got a bit of everything. But when I go up on that stage, I'm ready to just throw down, and I love it. And with the girls as a collective, it's like together we're stronger, and we feed off of each other's energy on that stage. And I mean, look at Miss J-Lo at 50 years old, just like killing it. And I celebrate that. It might not be for everyone, but our fans and people that get it, we want them to embrace that sassy fierceness themselves.
I think I have to say, I think it's fantastic because, like you say, I think women especially, we tend to pigeonhole ourselves after a certain age. So especially post 50. So someone like J-Lo is a fabulous role model. And I think that's a real shame. And so I do think it's great to have women like yourselves who are putting it out there. Yeah, you've all got incredible bodies, and most of us don't. But it is that feeling of anything is always possible, and it doesn't matter. Age does not constrict you.
Look at Captain Tom too. At 100 years old, he's raised so much money. He's an author now. He's releasing 2 books. I mean, again, like I think that it just, you're right. If you pigeonhole yourself, then you're also like, you don't want to be in the ground one day and be like, dang, I wish I would have just embraced that a bit more, had a bit more fun. And our intention behind what we do is to go out there, be strong, be empowered. And it's not to go out there and just feel slutty. Like there is, a lot of work that goes behind what we do.
Yeah.
And again, if like the Magic Mike crew are out there, grinding on the ground with their tops off, nobody says a thing.
I know. I've been rewatching True Detective. Do you ever see that with Matthew McConaughey?
My mom. Yeah, it's a good show.
So good. But Matthew McConaughey, who was in Magic Mike in the movie, and it was funny. I was thinking about that as I was watching it last night and thinking, yeah, why wasn't there an outcry? These guys are being sexualized by women, and this is an old debate, but it's funny. I thought about that very thing, the Magic Mike.
Yeah, yeah.
But has there ever been an outfit that you've refused to wear?
Well, there's been outfits I know, especially now. I know my body. I know what lines and what different figures, as far as structure, look well on my body that I feel comfortable in. So if I've got something on where I'm like, guys, I don't feel good in this, and I need to go out there and throw my body around on stage, so I need to make sure that I feel confident. So I've definitely spoken up if there's something that I didn't like. I mean, if I go back and look at some of those old photos of when we first started, I was like, oh, my. I mean, there was just a time also what was in fashion then that I don't think I would wear today. But yeah, I mean, I definitely had worn a plethora of a wide spectrum of costumes and work in my life.
And hun, you're on the road a lot. Well, not at the moment, but you go on the road a lot. Do you have a comfort blanket of any kind? Something that you always take with you?
Well, my mom has, and I have it on right now. It fits only on my wedding finger because we actually have the same size fingers, and my right hand's too large. But I can't. I travel with this ring. It's my mom's ring. She had it designed and made, and it was with. This is the stone that my dad, when he proposed to her with. And now they divorced a long time ago when I was 14. But she had this made, and then it's got her little stone in there on the side, and she designed it. And she gave it to me, and it's just, I mean, it's quite a fancy ring, so I don't wear it that often, but I keep it with me.
Is that a diamond?
Yeah, it's a diamond, yeah.
And then soft diamond. How many carats is that?
You know what? I've never even asked her.
It's huge. It's like a skating rink. It's enormous.
I don't know where. Yeah, I mean, my dad got it. This was her wedding ring, but she made this really cool design.
I love that. It's very, very cool. It's very you. It is, right? Fabulous.
I love it. And I've got tiny little fingers. I get nervous. I keep it with me. Sometimes I wear it. Sometimes I just hold on to it. And
And darling one, have you ever had a wardrobe malfunction?
Yeah.
You must have had.
Actually, I mean, funny enough, I had one when we were on the Strictly tour, and it was just one of my little strappy bits had unhooked itself. And you know, they're pretty good about that. But I think I'd been on the road. It was one of like the last ones, and I remember looking at Posh, and I was like, I can't finish the in here. I had to actually physically hold it together because the last thing I would want is in the Strictly audience to showcase a little titty. I don't think the parents would be too fond of that. So I was trying to keep the girls in there. But yeah, that happened. And then there was a few with the dolls, you know, where just stuff kind of starts. I got my microphone around my boot one time, and I couldn't get the off my boot. And I'm like sitting on the side, like trying to get that undone. Kimberly actually got her necklace stuck one time to her boot, and was literally like, yeah, and almost choking her because she's trying to get off. It was on a live show. So, I mean, there's definitely been a few wardrobe malfunctions in our day.
Course. And do you have any, I mean, I would imagine like some of the time the costumes are sort of pinned together. You have to have secret little solutions to keep these things in place. So what tell me some of those.
Off straps, you've always got a double hook. So you need it because when we have a lot of quick changes, you need to be getting it off quickly. You also need to make sure it has a double hook. So on the side, we usually have that where it hooks in, and then there's a pin and a snap. So it's kind of like a double whammy, but then you also will be able to get it off in quick changes. We have our mic packs are sewn to our bras. So if we have specific bras for touring, and that really sticks back there, and it's kind of like
best place for a mic pack. I hate it when it's in the small of the back. It's uncomfortable and looks like you've got a really thick waist. Shit.
Yeah, which is we don't want that. Although one time in Strictly, I think it was like between my butt cheeks at one point.
Okay, nice.
I had a low back.
Oh, and then also inner thigh, but that's hard for you when you're in the Pussycat Dolls.
Yeah. Thighs are usually sort of exposed, so
lightly exposed.
Yeah. So we've got just little bits of that to make sure that you can get it on and off. It stays on when you want it to. It gets off when you want it to.
Yeah. And hun, have you? Is there any kind of one outfit that is like we term it the birthday suit, but something that really, whenever you put it on, it makes you feel fabulous and joyful? Yeah.
Again, I've been pretty lucky in that realm because I've gotten to wear so many amazing dresses on red carpets or, costumes on stage. But again, going back to the dolls, it is a costume. And I think when I went back and we did our first photo shoot, I had to sort of remind myself what that Pussycat doll, persona was within me. I hadn't worn those costumes in so long, and it was kind of like you had to sort of sit in it for a second and kind of zhuzh up the hair and get into that, and then it's just like it all really comes to life, which is fun. So I think just some of those costumes but having more of an appreciation for it now, with where I'm at in my life, and being a woman is yeah,
Mm,
we're grateful for it at this point.
yeah. And if let's say kind of a red carpet event, what's your ideal look? I mean, forget if I know that's a difficult question, but okay, let's say it was the BAFTAs or the Oscars or a royal performance, variety performance or something. What would be your ideal outfit? Your ideal dress, suit?
Something, I do like to have a little sass in whatever I do, but depending on what the night is, maybe it's a bit demure than it would be at like, a musical event. A music event, whether it's the Brits or the Grammys, you can kind of push the edge a little bit.
Yeah,
Maybe show a bit more skin, maybe a bit more fun with the color tones.
yeah.
So it really depends. But I don't know if you saw my Pride of Britain. I had it made for me. So that was really nice because then everything just fit exactly how you want it to. A little bit of leg, but some length, and because it is such an emotional night, it's really more about the heroes. But
Yeah.
it is nice to feel quite glamorous at events and stuff. But yeah, I mean, and then what was the one I went to before we got into lockdown? The Brits. I mean, I look like a mermaid. I quite iridescent and a little bit nude, which that was kind of pushing the boundaries a bit.
Yeah.
But then again,
But you always show your figure, don't you? You'd never wear anything sort of like not voluminous, but that hid your waist or
oversized.
your.
Well, no, I mean, again, it depends on the event. Sometimes at like a cool fashion event, you can go a bit oversized and have a bit more fun with the shoe and the accessory. And
Mm,
I will do that. I mean, but I would say I do like for events with like pictures. It really depends. I do like
yeah,
to have fun, but
it's a very broad question. It's a very
yeah,
broad question.
yeah.
And then with the Pussycat Dolls, I would imagine, well, and you yourself, there have been so many kind of misconceptions, and kind of, ridiculous stories. What's the wildest one that's been written about you guys? That's totally untrue. Can you think
Oh
of
gosh.
anything?
I'm trying to think. I mean, they always try to pin us against each other, which I
Yeah,
just find that they do that with women a lot in
it's
general.
hateful. Mm,
But which isn't the case. I mean, of course, any group of humans in general, you get together and you spend a lot of time together, you're going to have differences and difference of opinions and things
yeah,
come up, but that's family, isn't it?
yeah.
So, um,
And I think it's healthy. It's healthy. I think you can't unless you have to love someone a huge amount to be okay to fall out with them for a bit.
yeah, exactly. And I mean, we've come back now stronger, I think, than ever. And once we were meant to be out and about touring right now, which unfortunately we can't, but this is all right. This is where we need to be right now, and everybody needs to stay safe and healthy. But it will be exciting to get back out there and get on stage again. I can't
Mm,
wait for that because that's where
yeah.
we really get to come to life. And I think a story though for me, there was one time I went to a club and Prince Harry was there, and I think they were like, "Oh, Prince Harry and Ashley's dating." I was like, "Could you ever imagine my latex wardrobe
Yeah.
being
Can you
at all around that royal family?" I think
oh
I'd
my
be
god. No.
kicked out.
Yeah. That was probably yeah, I mean just the whole thing is yeah, you don't want to go down that route anyway.
Kind of.
Whatever the case, I can say that, you can't, but I can. Um, but darling one, and then you're doing your TikToks and you're dancing, and that's keeping you going. I mean, are you at home alone?
I am at home alone. Yeah, I do. The only time I really see humans is when I go to work, and again,
Yeah.
we're kind of all spread
God,
out.
that.
But yeah, so I've been, like I said, I've been cooking, reading, TikToking. I thought
Yeah.
TikTok was just like this weird sort of younger generation thing, and then
Mm.
I started diving into it in lockdown, and now I'm loving it. So,
And what are you doing? I'm just interested. What are you doing about your hair? You just, I mean,
oh, just letting it go. I mean, as you can see, my roots are real thick there, but I kind of don't mind it at the moment. It might get to a point where I'm just like,
yeah.
I'd have to figure it out myself. But
Don't do, I think you know what I think because I've kind of like my daughter said, "Oh, I'll dye your hair for you," and I'm like, "No fucking way." Having seen her cut Steen's hair, it's a disaster. It looks like rats have been at it. It's kind of bald patch, big. She used the shears, and there's like great big bald patch here.
You just gotta shave it then. You gotta even it out and just shave it down.
Just leave it. Just leave it.
Yeah.
But anyway, darling, listen, you've been amazing, and let's catch up once this is over. And it's so lovely to see you, Ashley. You're a gorgeous person, and good luck with everything. And we'll see each other on the other side.
We'll have a little cocktail and a squeeze, honey. I can't wait.
All right, darling. I send you a huge kiss, my love. Take care. Thank you so much.